Hey, quick question. Have you ever laid awake at 3 a.m., not because anything is wrong, no emergency, no crisis, just you, the ceiling, and the math that doesn't add up? Rent, car payment, groceries, that random charge you forgot about. And somehow, every single month, the money just disappears. And the wild part? You have a job, a real salary, one that should be enough. And yet, here you are, 3 a.m., running numbers in your head that never reach zero. You know that moment at the grocery store, standing in the cereal aisle, name brand in one hand, the cardboard tasting generic in the other, and you pause, just for a second, because $3.50 actually matters right now, because a $25 grocery run could genuinely break your budget for the week. That pause isn't failure. That pause is just what normal feels like in 2026. And that's exactly the problem. Because normal isn't fine. Normal is financial survival, playing defense every single day, never building, never growing, just managing. And we've been told that's okay. We've been told that's just how it is. Today, I want to show you what the actual numbers say. And I promise they're going to hit different. The median individual income in America is roughly $52,000 a year. Sounds manageable, right? But after Uncle Sam takes his cut, federal taxes, state taxes, Social Security, Medicare, that $52,000 becomes somewhere between $35,000 and $40,000 in actual take-home pay. We're talking roughly $3,000 a month hitting your real bank account. $3,000 a month. Hold that number. Now here's where it gets uncomfortable. The average American household spends $5,577 per month, over $67,000 a year. Let me put those side by side. Take home $3,000 a month, spending $5,577 a month. That is a $2,500 monthly gap every single month. So how is anyone surviving? Where is that missing money coming from? Two words: borrowed future. The average American carries $9,000 in credit card debt, the kind with 24% interest, the kind with minimum payments designed to keep you paying forever. And then there's the car. The average monthly payment has crossed $700 a month. $700 every month for something that loses value the second you drive it off the lot. We've normalized all of it. We stopped asking what things cost and started asking what the monthly payment is. And that one mental shift from total cost to monthly tolerance is quietly draining an entire generation dry. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, but at least retirement fixes this, right? You grind for 40 years and eventually there's a payoff waiting at the finish line. Let me show you what that finish line actually looks like. For Americans 65 and older, people who spent their entire adult lives working, the median retirement account balance is $88,000. Using the 4% rule, the standard financial planning withdrawal rate, 4% of $88,000 gives you $3,520 a year. That is $293 a month. Less than $300 a month from a retirement account you spent decades building. Add in the average Social Security check, around $1,800, and you're looking at roughly $2,100 total. After 39 years of alarm clocks, commutes, deadlines, bad managers, and showing up even when you had nothing left to give. That is not a golden years story. That is the raw deal. That is the destination of the average financial path. And nobody talks about it because it's too uncomfortable to admit that the system doesn't reward average behavior the way it promised it would. Here's the truth. Average is not a destiny. Average is a default. It's what happens when nobody teaches you better and you absorb the broken financial habits of the culture around you without ever questioning them. The average American saves just 6% of their income, 6 cents on every dollar. And here's the thing. You don't need to be a genius to beat that number. You don't need a finance degree or a lucky investment or a six-figure salary. You just need to be intentional when everyone else around you is on autopilot. Think about the six-figure earner driving a $70,000 truck because the payment wasn't that bad. High income, zero savings, zero freedom. That is six-figure broke, and it is way more common than anyone admits. Now think about the $40,000 earner who's quietly building what I call walking away money, a cushion that buys options, the option to say no to a bad job, to handle an emergency without panic, to wait for the right opportunity instead of grabbing the first desperate one. One of those people is actually wealthy, and it's not the one with the truck. And the trap that catches most people in the middle, the financial hamster wheel. You buy a car you can't really afford, roll the negative equity into the next loan, then roll that into the one after until you are thousands underwater before you even start the engine, running faster and faster on a wheel that goes absolutely nowhere.